If fear is stopping you from speaking Portuguese, well, let me tell you, you're not broken. You are just human. Because we were made to live in society, so we necessarily need to get along with others. For that reason, our brain and we want to make people to like us, to think good things about us, right? That's why we feel judgment. What are they going to think about me? Are they going to think that I'm stupid, that I'm dumb, that I'm silly? Right? And for that reason, you want to avoid anything that you may do, you could do, that you think that will make them think and feel negative things about you. Right? Olá, I'm Sara. I'm Portuguese, and I'm not only a Portuguese teacher, but I'm here in this channel to help you have the best life possible in Portuguese with the Portuguese. And I'm here to help you enter this world of the Portuguese language. And today we are going to talk about this because probably you already realized that it's not just enough to learn the verbs and the vocabulary and the strict linguistic things about the language, the 100 more used words in Portuguese. If you really want to achieve your goal, to be fluent in Portuguese and to have all the conversations that you want to have with the Portuguese, you need to overcome some challenges that are not strictly related to the language. For example, what are they going to think about you? The fear of judgment, right? And it's very important because it may sabotage you. And why? Because if everything that you do is because of what other people are going to think about you, there's a lot of things that you won't do just because of it. This is the sequence. You fear judgment, in this case by Portuguese or other people that are learning Portuguese, and you think that they are better than you and you think that they may think negative things about you. And you avoid this at all cost, consciously or unconsciously. And how you do this? When we make mistakes, that's when we think that people are going to think bad things about us. They're going to judge us, have negative feelings, negative thoughts because of mistakes that we do. So, because we want to avoid all of that judgment and awkwardness, all of that, we avoid at all costs to make mistakes. Some people suffer this more than others, but it's human. It's human because we need to live in society, so at certain level, people need to like us. It's okay, it's normal. We just need to have control of it instead of letting it control us, and then we can't do anything and we cannot live our lives because we are thinking about what other people are going to think about us. Okay? The fear of being judged, the fear of exposure, the fear of saying something and then they laugh. This is a real deal, and a lot of students tell me that they struggle with it. And I tell them, oh, we are here in class. You can make whatever mistakes you want, that you need, whatever. If you don't know something, you just tell me, Sara, I don't know. Sara, I forgot. It's okay. Actually, for me, it is music for my ears when I listen to a foreigner speaking Portuguese. Doesn't matter the mistakes. I really enjoy listening to them speaking, and I'm just delighted when someone that is not Portuguese, Portuguese is not their native language, when they speak with me in Portuguese, and whatever mistakes you may do, you would never make me think anything negative about you. You may say, oh, but your students, they already know you, you know each other, that's why you don't judge them. But with me personally, I think you would laugh at me or you would judge me. No. Of course, with my students, we know each other, right? So we have this relationship, teacher student, but it happens with anyone. And for example, the first class, we don't really know each other, and they speak Portuguese with me, and it's just fine. The way I see things is, okay, let's speak Portuguese, let's practice, for example, in my conversation club, and I'm here to help you practice and improve. If you don't know something and you make a mistake, my conclusion is, oh, it's a mistake. Oh, she doesn't know it. Oh, he doesn't know it. Okay, I'm going to help them. Just that. Well, when I say it, you may think, oh, that will be amazing. That will be awesome if I could just feel comfortable with you. If you want to join one of my classes, the second link in the description below, you can send a message directly to me. And you may say, oh, Sara, that makes sense, but it's easier said than done. It's difficult to change how we feel and how our body will respond, even though we know that we don't need to feel that scared of speaking. But the first step, the essential step, is to be aware of it. Be aware that fear, it's normal because you are a human being. Allow yourself to feel that, but do not allow yourself to be controlled by it. You are not your thoughts. You should be in control of your thoughts and your feelings. Okay? So, when you think about what stops you from speaking, for most people is the fear of making mistakes. Why is that you fear making mistakes? Because you feel that people will judge you, will laugh at you. They will have any kind of negative reaction to it. And you don't want it because you want to get along with them. You want to make Portuguese friends. You want to get along with your neighbor. You don't want them to see you don't want them to see you think of you as a weirdo, right? No one wants that. But in order to overcome this fear, you need to be aware that you have to make mistakes in order to practice. If you don't practice, you won't improve. So it's a cycle. If you want to get better in Portuguese, you need to practice. But practice means that you are going to make mistakes. So start thinking about being okay with making mistakes. Okay? Because if you let your fear guide you, control you, do you know what's going to happen? What? What, Sara? Silence. You want them to like you. You don't want them to think of you as a weirdo, silly, whatever. So you will avoid making mistakes so they don't think that. What's the best way to avoid making mistakes in Portuguese? The best way is not speaking Portuguese at all. Just speak English. It's easier, it's faster, and they speak English too. So you may think, oh, it's easier for them to get to know me and for me to get to know them if we speak in English, and I can avoid those awkward situations, right? So silence in Portuguese. And I'm not saying to just speak Portuguese with them, that you would never speak English with them. No, you can do both, okay? Balance. But if you never practice, if you never speak Portuguese with your friends, then that will just lead to stagnation, which means you will never achieve your goals in Portuguese. You will never get fluent in Portuguese. You will never be able to have a deep conversation with your partner in their language. So they will feel that you really care, that you are really connected. Your love partner, romantic partner, your friend, whatever Portuguese that you want to build a relationship, a friendship, you want to have a conversation with them in Portuguese because they're Portuguese and this is their native language, right? So have this in mind, that if you don't allow yourself to make mistakes and practice and go through the process, then you will never achieve that. So I invite you to do an assessment. Think about your life, and especially if you are in Portugal, how are your relationships with people here, with your friends, your Portuguese friends, or with Portuguese neighbors? It's only based on English because it's easier. You would like to speak more Portuguese with them, but you have this fear about what's going to happen. Will they think that I'm silly, that I'm stupid, or stop it. You see, I just made a mistake on YouTube and I'm going to upload this video and it will be on internet forever. You see this mistake? I just made a mistake in English. It's not stupid, it's stupid. Okay, just follow my example and allow yourself to make mistakes. What do you think about me now that I made this mistake? Oh my god, she should have said stupid, not stop it. Oh my god, she's dumb, she's silly. Do you think anything bad about me? Or you just don't care? Because I'm just someone online and you are here not for me, but for the content that will help you in your life, in your Portuguese journey. So probably most people are like that. Probably most people are not interested on your mistakes and pointing out, oh, you did a mistake, it's a crime, you can't do this. Probably they are just interested in you as a person, in this friendship, and probably you're just giving too much importance, highlight to the mistake, and they probably just don't care about the mistake. They just care if they understand you or not. Right? So start thinking about this and start testing. You don't need to start speaking just Portuguese overnight. It's not possible. And if it's not a matter of skill of your Portuguese, but if just about confidence, being shy, manage your frustration and your anxiety, just start small with one word, maybe a sentence in English and then one word in Portuguese. Just start testing, and good communication is always about being straightforward. If you want to practice Portuguese and you feel anxious, tell them. Whatever you're feeling, whatever you're struggling, tell them. Do you want to be 100% sure about what they think about you and about your Portuguese and about the conversation that you may have in Portuguese? Ask them. Yes, ask them. I know that sometimes people lie and sometimes people want to be polite, but it's always a matter of not just what to say, but how to say. You tell me. You can tell them, this is very important to me and I would like you to be honest. Even if you think that it may hurt my feelings, but if you really tell me what you think about the way, for example, I pronounce Portuguese, the way I speak Portuguese, it will help me a lot because I really want to improve and it will mean the world to me. I will be so thankful if you could help me, give me feedback, not just correcting me, but when you laugh, do you laugh because it's just funny, or you are making fun of me, or because it's silly, you think I'm stupid? Really, ask them like this. Ask them this, be straightforward, and probably you'll get surprised with the answer. And of course, there are mean and bad people all over the world. And if your friend is not a good friend, it's okay to not be friend with this person anymore. Maybe I'm Portuguese, but I'm not going to tell you that every single Portuguese is nice, is polite, is humble. No, there are people that are not. So if this person is not a good friend and this person doesn't support you, it's okay to give up on this friendship. Okay? If it's not a good influence to you, all right? So don't think that you are always the problem. It's because you are the foreigner. You are the outsider. No. In any relationship, doesn't matter if the both of you are Portuguese or American, or he is Portuguese and you are American, or wherever, for a relationship to happen, especially a healthy one, the both of you need to want that, and both of you need to work towards that. All right? So really think about it. And I'm going to give you here 3 steps to break this cycle. Again, what I said, you don't need to start like doing everything in Portuguese, and being like, for example, being you starting like the conversation in Portuguese and speak for 10, 15, 30, 1 hour. Okay, so the first thing is listen first, and listen a lot. Build your inner voice. It's just possible to say something, pronounce something correctly, if you listen first. So listen a lot. Listen and repeat, listen and repeat, listen and repeat. And if you record it, it's going to be even more useful, because once you listen to your recording, you can tell how close your pronunciation is to the native speaker. That's one of the best advices. Second, speak small. Micro conversations, daily voice notes. If you are chatting with your friend and you want to send a message saying, "Oh, that sounds great." It's just, sometimes we are texting, it's just that. Send that, you write or you send a voice message. Just that. Something short. And if you want to start, if you really struggle with this, before this, you can start talking to yourself, speaking to yourself, because you will get used to your voice. It will be so much more easier to transition from I speak to myself, then I speak to a friend that I trust, and then I speak to someone else, maybe a stranger, maybe I want to order a coffee, etc. Gradually, it's a process. Okay? And third, reflect and repeat. Rewrite, retry, improve. And do this all over again, all over again. Reframe fear as fuel. It means that you care. Okay? When you think about the fear that you're feeling, think that, oh, I'm feeling this because I really want to speak Portuguese. I really want to speak Portuguese with Portuguese people because I respect them. I respect their country. I respect their language, their culture. And with this specific Portuguese person, I really care about them. These specific people, I really care about them. I want to be a friend with her, with him. So that's why I have this fear, because I really like them. So see fear as fuel instead of something that will cut your wings. okay? Because it means that you care, that you really want. And as a Portuguese, thank you for putting so much effort and time learning my language. I know that you don't do it specifically to talk with me in my language, but still, the sun now, we are close to the golden hour. So I really want you to have the best experience possible in Portugal with Portuguese, and that's why I do these videos. Make sure that you put this in practice, because knowledge without practicing, theory without practice, is basically worthless. It won't change a thing if you don't start practicing. And so remember that. Start small, see how it goes, and then improve towards that. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me. If you struggle starting a conversation speaking Portuguese because you think that understanding what the Portuguese are saying is impossible, they eat letters, they speak too fast, well, you're not alone. There are a lot of people with the same struggle. That's why I created the Understand the Portuguese course that will make possible for you to understand them. That's why it's called Understand the Portuguese in a couple of months. All the information that you may need is in the first link in the description below. Okay? And if you want to ask me anything, the second link is my WhatsApp. So feel free to send me a message or share your comment here in the description, in the comment section below. All right? Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao!